Hey, welcome to the channel. For those of you who are not familiar, this is Getting Understanding with Dr. Daryl Ellis. I am, of course, Dr. Daryl Ellis. We want to talk a little bit about some of the, more recent topics that have been both in social media as well as in national news and are affecting all of us, whether you realize it or not. The first one I want to talk about is the influenza season. Flu season came upon us in November and will extend all the way through March. And to this date, on January the 28th, 2026, it's the worst flu season that we've seen in the United States of America in about 50 years. Hospitalization rates are above anything that we've seen in almost half a century, with increased flu-related deaths also being noted. Part of that is because we're no longer following the precautions that we once did during that COVID-19 pandemic. People are not wearing masks for protection in small crowded places. We're less frequently sanitizing and washing our hands. We're much looser with respect to putting our hands in our face and in our mouth. And it's led to widespread influenza, at least in part. The other part is that although vaccination rates are better than they were last year, they're still not nearly up to what they were prior to COVID-19. And as a result of that, the people who are much more at risk for severe illness should they contract the virus. Added to that, there's a new variant of influenza out there. It's called K subtype of influenza. It's one that we did not see coming, and it's a little bit more virulent, meaning it's much easier to spread than the standard influenza A or B type of influenza. It's not very well covered by the vaccine either. So even if you've been vaccinated and you contract that K type, you're still at risk for severe illness. Fortunately, it only at this date compromises about 20% of the influenza that we're seeing in the community. So if you got your vaccine, 80% of the time, or 8 times out of 10, you will be exposed to the type that the vaccine covers and decrease your risk of severe illness. So in the meantime, I cannot implore you, I cannot ask you, I cannot beg you more. If you've not been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Try and slow down and hopefully eliminate the spread of this very, very, very severe influenza that's circulating around. Make sure you go back to using some of the precautions that worked so well during COVID-19. When we were masking and washing our hands and keeping our hands out of our face, doing social distancing, influenza almost didn't even exist for about a year and a half. When it came back with a vengeance. And that's what we're looking at now in an environment where we're not protecting ourselves nearly to the same degree. So it's not too late. Like I say, the flu season extends all the way through March. We've got another 2 months of this to go through before things start to die down. If you're not willing to protect yourself, protect your loved ones, protect the people in your community who may be much more susceptible to severe illness and in some cases even death. We've had the death of a school teacher right here in the state of Georgia very recently, directly as a result of influenza. It's a very serious illness. I really need your input on some of these topics that we're putting out. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the like button, and send us some comments. I want to hear if this is something that you have an opinion on, or if you want more information on. Once I start getting that feedback, it makes it a lot easier for us as content creators to put out the topics and the information that you're interested in hearing about.